CarsGuide wishes to advise that the following video may contain more of Richard Berry than you've ever wanted to see. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning. What is it? It's a muesli. I make it myself. I get the apricots and then the sunflower seeds and I use a pestle and mortar to... Oh, the van. Yeah, it's a beauty, isn't it? Look, I'll just put something on. I'll be with you in a tick.
Oh, it's a Volkswagen T-Series. Yeah, like the original Kombi, only this is the 6th incarnation of that van. It's actually a T6 Multivan, and this is a special edition called Generation 6. It's kind of a tribute to that original Kombi. So, what makes it a Generation 6? Well, this two-toned paint, those hubcaps, and the LED headlights. There's more on the inside. The Generation 6 also gets Alcantara upholstery throughout. These front seats are heated. That dashboard trim, it's the same colour as the body. There's also some pretty cool safety kit, like a reversing camera, parking sensors, and adaptive cruise control.
Our car was fitted with the optional and more fancy Discovery media system, which brings sat-nav, but you don't have to get that. The standard media system on the Generation 6 is great and has the same 6.3-inch screen, ready to go with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto for your navigation and your other phone functions.
So, what's it like to drive? It's heaps of fun, but it's also a van. And you definitely know it's a van when you're driving it. And by that I mean you're sitting up high and the steering wheel is quite low and the pedals are right under your feet. Look, you also know it's a van when you're reversing it as well. The visibility is great. It's like being in a fish tank, but only a fish tank that's 5 meters long and 2 meters high.
And look, just like nearly every other van on the road, there is a bit of body shudder when you're going over rougher patches.
Yes, it's a van, but it's also one of the funnest and most easiest vans you'll ever drive. There's a twin turbo diesel under the bonnet and there's heaps of grunt from that. There's a DSG transmission and it's super smooth and the ride is so comfortable. There's a sports and a comfort suspension setting. Leave it in comfort. You also feel like a bit of an explorer in it, and that adds to the funness of this car. And you can see that other people find it fun too by the looks that you get from people walking by and other motorists.
Steering feel is great too, and it's got a pretty good turning circle as well.
But the driving isn't the best thing about this car. The practicality is. Let me show you. This van seats 7. And it's these seats which are the stars. You've got these swiveling captain's chairs, for example. And you've got these 3 seats here. Well, it's a bench seat. Now, it's all on rails, so you can move it forwards or backwards. Same with these ones. You can vary the boot space, or you can take them all out if you want. Child seats. There's 3 top tethers across here. There's top tethers on those 2 as well. There's ISOFIX points on this seat, and these seats as well. 4 ISOFIX points. Amazing.
This van is in no way claustrophobic. There is so much space. The roomy cockpit makes driving even more fun, and for those in the back, it's a bit of a limo crossed with an adventure tour bus experience. I really like how I can just get up out of the driver's seat and step through into the back, and the space in there makes it really easy to move about. Storage is phenomenal. You'll never be out of reach of a cup holder or a bottle holder ever again. There are also drawers under the seats, giant trays and pockets in the doors, and the glove box opens from the top and from the bottom. The Generation 6's sliding doors are automatic. You can open them using the key fob, the buttons on the dash, or just by pulling the handle. And that rear tailgate doesn't open automatically, but it's easy to lift and provides an excellent awning. I'm a 191cm Adonis and can stand up straight under it.
You can also option some pretty cool things as well, like this table.
Look, it's not all perfect. There's only one USB port, the display is tiny, your shopping rolls all over the place if it's not in a cargo net, and this upholstery feels a bit too posh for food-throwing kids.
And then there's the price. The Generation 6 costs almost $75,000. You can get an entry-grade multivan for $25,000 less.
But there are droves of people who'd spend that on a sports car without even blinking. Try getting dressed in one of those. Yep, what you have here is the Swiss Army knife of cars, with a cabin that feels so well built. It's cool, but with a focus on the practical, like these tour bus style windows which make it easy for kids to see out, these window shades, the overhead lighting and the aircon controls. And the Generation 6 adds a more premium, almost chauffeur car feel.
That reminds me, I've got to get to the airport. I'm picking up a Mrs. Wolfsburg. First one of the day.
The Generation 6 is also your holiday machine, or your cool family hauler that throws shade at so-called 7-seat SUVs. It's a mobile lounge room, a dining room, and wait for it, a bedroom. Yes, the seats fold flat to make a bed.
Some people movers go for form over function, but the Volkswagen T-Series Multivan does the complete opposite and somehow makes it really stylish. And this Generation 6 Special Edition adds that cool Kombi connection. Night night. To read our full review, click on this little guy right here. Oh, and subscribe. That way you can stay on top of all our latest videos.